everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Brittany, aka Beautifoles. For today's look, I wanted to make it kind of Valentine's Day tailored. I did a little bit of like the very light blush pink tones on my lid, but I wanted the focus just to really open my eyes, so I added a wing and some lashes. Didn't really put anything underneath my eyes. I added a nice lighter shade in my waterline just to open my eyes a little bit more, and then I overlined my lips a little bit because let's face it, who doesn't want like a fuller lip on Valentine's Day? I'm still getting used to I mean, who doesn't want fuller lips any day, but I'm still getting used to like the look of me with fuller lips. I don't know if I could ever make it a permanent change, but for now it's just makeup. I can wipe it right off. You guys will see how I achieve this full look if you keep watching. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys at the end. I hope you enjoy, and happy Valentine's Day. Alright, so I am going to start by filling in my brows with the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 4. I'm just going to brush my brow hairs up and out, and then I'm just going to fill in the sparse areas. Next, I am going to take the Benefit Foolproof Powder in shade 5, and I am just going to set my brows. Next, I am going to take my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium Honey, and I'm just going to carve out my brows. And then I am going to extend the leftover concealer on my brush down to my lid just to even out the skin tone. And this way we're not using too much product. And then with a damp beauty blender, I am just going to blend it all out. Then with my Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, I'm just going to set my lid. First, I'm going to take the Dallas Blush by Benefit, and I'm going to start to just define my crease a little bit and create a shadow. I don't want this brush to be too big, so I'm going to take a MAC 217. And what I like to do is I like to look up a little bit, and then where I see that shadow of my eye is where I'm going to place the product. I don't mind blending above that indentation. I just don't want to get it so much on my lid, because I want this look to open my eyes a little bit, so I want to try to leave my lid open for now. And when you're using such little amount of product, you don't have to be afraid to bring it up kind of close to your brow, because it's so light anyways. Just don't go into the actual like brow hairs. Then I'm going to pick up on the shade Wicked Game from the NARS Wanted palette. And it's important that you tap it off, this way you don't get too much product, especially because these shadows are so pigmented. And with the same brush, I'm just going to work it on the outer corner. Then with the shade Shadow Hill from the NARS Wanted palette as well, I am going to take that on a pencil brush and just create a shadow behind my lashes. And again, I like to kind of tilt my head back, this way I can really get behind my lashes without making a mess. I'm going to start on the outer half of my eye. Next, I am going to take the shade Biarritz, and I am just going to put it on the inner portion of my lid. And next I am going to take the shade Satisfaction from the NARS Wanted palette, and I'm just going to put it right on top of that bone white shade I just used, just to give it a bit of a more satin finish. And next I'm going to create a wing, but I'm going to use the Revlon Colorstay Exactify Liquid Liner. This is like the little roller liner. I'll show you real quick. It looks like a pizza cutter. See how straight that line was? So I want to start in the middle of my eye and just kind of bring that line out towards the tail end of my brow. So one thing that I've noticed that I do a lot is I tend to bring my winged liner out to the side, but I want to try to bring it up a little bit more than I usually do, and that's why I started in the middle. And then I'm just going to clean it up with a makeup wipe. Next, I am going to apply my Lily lashes in the style Ella. Next, I'm just going to marry my false and real lashes together, and I am going to use the Benefit Roller Lash. I swear, every time I do my mascara, I poke myself in the eye, but a trick, if you don't want it to tear, is to breathe in through your nose. Now, moving on to my skin, I am going to use the Dr. Brandt No More Pores. So I actually went to a Dr. Brandt event where I received this. I used this the last couple of days, and I really like it. It's kind of like the Professional, except it is by a skincare brand, so it has tea tree in it. It smells good. You can smell the tea tree when you put it on your face, so it purifies your pores instead of clogging it, which is great. And it's very cooling. You could just see the difference in my skin by just putting that on. There's really, there is no other makeup on my face. Okay, so since I want this to be a nice fresh look, I don't want the face makeup to be too heavy. I want it to be kind of like natural and effortless. I wanted the focus to be really just at my eyes this way. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, first, because my foundation that I'm using is more of a, it's not really a foundation. It's like a tinted moisturizer-ish sunscreen type thing. But because it's super sheer, I am going to first conceal like this little blemish, like any little blemishes that I have over here or redness. And I'm just going to blend it out with a damp beauty blender. I don't want to like move it too much. I just want to press. Okay, so now that my face is like spot cleaned, I am going to go back in with the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and very lightly, like I don't want it to be powdery, but I'm just going to press right on top of the areas where I had the blemishes. This way, when I put the foundation over or the moisturizer over, it's not going to move it. Next, I am going to take my Urban Decay Naked Skin One and Done, and with a damp beauty blender, I am just going to press it into my skin. Next, to bronze up and contour my face, I am going to use the Benefit Quickie Hoola Contour Stick and blend it out this way. And then I'm going to go back in with my Tarte Shape Tape, and I am just going to just highlight and brighten the inner portions of my eyes and clean up the contour a bit. Next, I'm going to go back in with that Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and just with my beauty blender I'm going to set underneath my eyes, and then the rest of my face I'm going to use a brush for. But I focus more on the under eye just because this is the one area that like I really don't want to move or crease at all. Next, I am going to take my Benefit Hoola Bronzer, and I am going to very lightly contour. I don't want this to be like a crazy chiseled face or anything, even though that's like my goal in life, but naturally, of course. Okay, so I'm going to start right where my cheekbones start over here, and I am just going to very lightly just follow my natural face contour. So my face, if you see, goes like that naturally. I'm not going to be going like that naturally, or with the makeup, but just so you can see where the shadows will naturally fall. Next, I just want to clean up right underneath my contour on my nose and underneath my chin, so I'm just going to bake a little bit. Next, with the same Dallas blush as before that I used to start my eyeshadow, I am just going to pick it up and kind of contour blush a little bit while I clean up underneath. So obviously I'm going to keep it a little bit higher. And then with the California blush by Benefit, this is another blush that smells so good. It's like, I can't put my finger on what it smells like. It smells like either a perfume or something that I've had before. But it smells so good. Between this and the Coralista, like, I need Benefit to just send me these scents or tell me what they are so I can purchase them. But it's so good. And so I am just going to smile, and right on the apples of my cheeks, I'm just going to brush down and back. Next, I am going to start to highlight, and I am going to use my Milk Mars holographic stick. And just with my fingers, I'm going to rub it around and just pat it on the high points because I want it to be very like fresh looking. And I like using fingers for the cream contours, or not contours, for the cream highlights and liquid highlights and stuff on top of powders, just because I feel like it doesn't really move the product underneath around as much. And then I'm going to try for the first time these Pop Beauty Prismic Pop highlighters. This one is in Stellar Light. Look at that. That swatch is crazy. So we'll see how I like it. Let's get a brush. Wow, this looks really pretty on top of that highlight, that Mars holographic stick. Now let's wipe away. Okay, next I actually watched a tutorial by Makeup by Ariel and Shay Mitchell, and they did like the how to get that lip injection look pout without lip injections. So I am going to take a note from their tutorial and to do this like 5-step lip literally, but it's Valentine's Day, so who doesn't want nice full lips, right? So I will link the video below if you want to check it out yourself. But first I am going to take the Kylie Cosmetics Brown Sugar Lip Liner, just because it is a brown, I guess, a neutral shade, and I'm going to want to do a nice neutral lip. So basically I'm going to start on my lips, and then when I get underneath my lips and at the top, that is where I'm going to overline. And then it's going to feel weird, but as I get underneath my lip, I'm going to kind of make a shadow underneath there. I am going to take the shade Velvet Teddy by MAC. Next, I am going to take Buxom Lip Foundation in the shade Buff and just focus it right on the center of my lips. And then with the Buxom White Russian Gloss, I'm just going to pop it right in the center of my lips. Then as my last order of business, I am going to comb through my brows. And then I am also just going to take the Benefit Highbrow and line my waterline just to open my eyes up even more. And I like this because it kind of has like a pink white shade. It's not so like yellow and it's not so white and it's not too nude. And then I'm just going to take that Benefit Roller Lash and just dust my lower lashes. And then I thought it would be fun to see what this look would look like with a red lip because it is Valentine's Day. So I'm going to take this one off and then try it with a red lip. Alright, so I am going to take the Prestige Cosmetics. This is the True Red Lip Liner. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before where I'm just going to make it bigger on the bottom and top. Then I have been dying for a reason to use this lipstick. This is the Carmen Escarpin lipstick by Givenchy. It is just, I haven't used it yet, but I cannot wait. It's just super red lip, I guess. And much like last time, because I do want my lips to look a little fuller, I am going to now go with this NARS. It's a red like lip crayon. I'll give you the exact color down in the description box, but just to create a little bit more like depth. And then I am going to take this Givenchy gloss and put it right in the center of my lips. Oh, wow, that's so pretty. So if you are more of a red lip person, this is it. That's what I like about having a light eye, just because you can really do anything with your lips. Thanks for watching, guys. You made it to the end. If you liked what you saw, you know the deal. Give it a big thumbs up below, subscribe below, comment below. Go ahead and share it if you liked what you saw. If you recreate any of my looks, go ahead and use my Beautifoles hashtag and handle on Instagram. I would love to see it, but Instagram isn't really my friend lately, so I'm not really promoting that platform. Anyways, happy Valentine's Day, and I will see you guys next time.